Okay guys, I just made a video about the firefly plant being the best plant inside the game, but I think I am wrong with this new FOSSILIGHT fruit being inside the game, and it is just super insane, and I forgot about what it could do, especially with these methods that I will tell you guys to do and how to earn a trillion or maybe even just a couple billions with these FOSSILIGHTs. Anyways, if you were to like and subscribe right now, that would be greatly appreciated as I'm trying to get 4,000 subscribers. Anyways, before wasting any more time, let's get back into the video. But first, I would like to talk about how to get this FOSSILIGHTs or what plant I'm even talking about in this video. Well, first of all, let's first talk about this new ancient seed pack. And if we look right here, guys, you will see the FOSSILIGHT for yourself, which is actually the rarest plant in the seed pack. But guys, do not buy the seed pack because I wouldn't recommend on buying it because it is too expensive, and I would rather you buy the bone blossom that, if you can see, is right here with the skip quest. But enough of that, I have been yapping on about that for the past few videos. And if we look here inside the crafting table, you can see that you can get the ancient seed pack for yourself without having to buy it in the shop for 1 dinosaur egg and 5.5 million shekels. But anyways, aside from that, then you can see right here in the question mark, if I click right now, you can see that the FOSSILIGHT is something you can get for yourself, which is a divine plant for a 0.5%. And you can get the dinosaur eggs, if you didn't know, through this egg compressor that, if you didn't know, you can get around 1 to 3 eggs, and I got myself 2 eggs right here. And you can do that by getting it, and then you will have to submit any non-dino plant. And yes guys, please keep in mind that it will have to be a non-dino plant, because if you do submit a dinosaur pet, like for example, I just submit this Stegosaurus back to it, then it will not be able, and it will say right here that you cannot submit dinosaurs. So guys, instead of using the dinosaurs you just get from the dinosaur eggs, you will have to give any pet that you can give, such as this golden lab that I have just submitted right here, which you can get very easily if you just go to the pet egg shop and you buy all the common eggs. Now guys, please keep in mind that when you are grinding for these dinosaur eggs, do not submit anything or do not submit any rare pet, and just use eggs such as the common egg or very common pets that you can find, because any rarity will do just fine and it doesn't really affect how much eggs you would get from the egg compressor. Anyways, enough talking of that. And when you get some ancient seed packs and you get these, or you get the exotic ancient seed packs, you can get yourself the FOSSILIGHT. And if we look right here, we can see that if I open an ancient seed pack, we will have a rare chance of getting that FOSSILIGHT seed, but I don't think I'm just lucky enough in this video. But anyways, when you do get that FOSSILIGHT, you will have it for yourself, and all you have to do is just plant it in your garden. But now guys, I will tell you how to literally make billions and trillions off of this one plant very easily, and that is doing these next 2 methods. Well, actually there are 3 methods, but of course we all know the first method, which is literally just to do the sprinkler method, and that is by doing first by placing the master sprinkler and then the godly sprinkler and then the advanced sprinkler. Because guys, if you place the master sprinkler first, then your basic sprinkler stack will be so much more larger, unless if you do the basic sprinkler first, and for some reason plants that when you do the basic sprinkler first, then you would not be able to produce a big plant. Anyways guys, if we look at the wiki right now, there is also for this small chance that if we look right here, that the base value of this FOSSILIGHT plant is 79,000. Wait, no, it's not 79,000. That is the minimum value, guys. My bad. The base value is 89,000, and it has a minimum weight or a base weight of 4 kilograms. And that is very nice, guys, especially for a small fruit like this. However, something I do want to talk about, since this plant has a very small base price, or like a very small base fruit weight, then that would mean that the plants would be very small. It's like around the size of a dragon fruit. But guys, one thing that I do want to remind you about, but every single plant has a huge chance, but apparently for now the admins and the testers of the game have not updated the info of this new FOSSILIGHT plant, so I can't give you the exact huge fruit chance, but it is probably going to be around 0.3 and around 0.20 chance, because guys, the this is a divine fruit that, if you didn't know, is around the same rarity as this sunflower right here. But one thing I do want to talk about, guys, is literally not just the huge chance, but how much this FOSSILIGHT grows upon this huge chance, because guys, it's just actually insane. Keep in mind, guys, that the FOSSILIGHT is supposed to be around 4 kilograms, and the huge chance literally makes it to up to 100 kilograms and or even up to 150 kilograms. Apparently though, there has been no FOSSILIGHT that has exceeded at least 200 kilograms, so I feel like the 150 will be its limit. And that is done, of course, by using an additional method, which is the Mooncat method. Now guys, I don't really have a Mooncat inside my inventory, guys, right now to show you. Oh wait, I do have my Mooncats. Never mind. I can place you the Mooncats right now. That if I pick up my Stegosaurus and place the Mooncat, it has this ability where it will have every 1 minute that it can nap for 20 seconds, and new fruit within the 20.50 studs will have a 1.53 times larger. And of course, it does have this additional ability, but that doesn't really matter right now. All that we care about is this size bonus right now, and this new size bonus will literally make your FOSSILIGHT very insane, and it can produce 150 kilograms. And because of this huge multiplier chance, this actually makes the FOSSILIGHT very insane, because now let's do the math, as I always do in every single video. Okay, so now let's open up the calculator right now, and as we see here in the calculator, we can see that the base value is 89,000 at a base weight of 4 kilograms. Now that we know that, we can put here 79,000, and then this will be the base price. However, one thing I do want to do is I want to divide it by 4 so that we have it per kilogram. Now we have a 19.7 thousand base price per kilogram for every FOSSILIGHT plant. However, if we use the master sprinkler or just the regular sprinkler method, then this would have an average base price of around a multiplier of probably around 40 to 30, but let's use 35 just to be safe. And then if we look right here, it would have a 691,000 base price. Now if we have at least 2 to 3 Mooncat stacks, because guys, if you didn't know, it's very hard to get anything above 3 Mooncat stacks, so I would only recommend on you trying to get 3 if you have at least all 8 Mooncats inside your garden. After you do that, guys, then all we have to do is multiply this by 1.5 times 3, and then we will get this new base price of 625,110, and that is a 3 million base price, which is just very insane. Now aside from that, guys, then we can literally also account for the huge chance, but I don't really want to use a really OP huge chance, because huge chances can go up to around 50 times. It ranges from around 10 times to 50 times, so let's just use the minimum value. So if we multiply this by 10 times, and then we would see right here that it would have a base price of, let's see, this is the hundreds, this is the 100,000s, and this is 31 million. But we just don't stop there, guys, because I told you guys you will earn billions or maybe even a trillion with this FOSSILIGHT fruit. Well, if we go to the mutations tab, of the Grow a Garden wiki, and we scroll all the way down, we can see that the max multiplier is 56,300 times. However, I don't want to use this because this does include the sunflower only, which is dawn bound, so we will only take into account this mutation, which is 47,950 times. Now let's go back to the calculator, and then as we see right here, I'll just multiply this by 49,350, but I will copy this because I will need it for later. And then if we paste, then we can see here this number. But if I really spread this out, guys, then this number would be literally 1.5 trillion. Yes, guys, this plant is 1.5 trillion. But don't mind the seconds here, I just pasted it literally into Gemini. So if you see right here, we can see 1.5 trillion, which is just massive and insane. Of course, we can't always get this multiplier, and we can always get around 26,000 very easily with the rainbow mutation we get from the butterfly. So most of the time we would have to divide this by 2 for the exact mutation for an average person who plays Grow a Garden. So if we get 1.5 trillion, and if we divide this by 2, this would literally probably be around 750 billion. So there guys, that's how you actually make trillions just with the fossilite fruit inside Grow a Garden. But I'm not done there, as if you also do the Stegosaurus method, that if you didn't know, if I have it inside my garden right now and I place the Stegosaurus pet, you will also have a rare chance of duplicating this for a couple more times, as long as you have level 50 and 8 of these inside your garden. But anyways, you can also use the raccoon method, and that would be much better option if you're planning to keep it. But that's completely up to you, and if you have the rack. And that's the whole video, and if you reach the end of the video, why not just subscribe as well? Anyways, until the next upload, then goodbye.